If you enjoy eye-opening stories like this, tap like, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss the truths history tried to hide. Now, let's begin. South Sea Bubble. What if a company with no profits became the most valuable business in the world? Let's go to year 1720. The South Sea Company promised limitless riches. Investors believed. Kings invested. Even Isaac Newton also joined in the madness. When the truth came out, the bubble exploded. Newton lost his fortune and whispered the greatest economic truth ever spoken. I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of men. Punchline: the world didn't lose money, it lost clarity. Modern parallel. Everyone thinks we're living in the age of innovation. But look closer. We're living in the age of repackaged fraud. Fake startups, SPAC scams, pump-and-dump tech companies built on vibes, not value. We don't fund businesses anymore. We fund stories, hyped on TED Talks, polished with buzzwords, inflated by venture capitalists who gamble with other people's money. Silicon Valley didn't invent hype, it industrialized it. A startup with zero revenue going public. That's not innovation, that's financial theater. The same play the ancient Phoenicians performed when they sold miracle dyes that turned out to be seawater mixed with hope. We call it disruption. Ancients called it divine opportunity. But both rely on the same fuel, a crowd that wants to believe. SPACs promised easy wealth, just like Rome's miracle coins. Just like Mesopotamia's magic grain contracts. Just like the South Sea's guaranteed riches. Different era, same illusion, same psychological weakness. People trusting anything that shines brighter than truth. And when these inflated tech dreams collapse, founders walk away rich, investors walk away broke, and the public walks away confused, whispering the same question people asked 3,000 years ago. How did we fall for this? Simple. Technology changes. Human gullibility doesn't. We keep thinking the next big thing will save us, when deep down, we know the pattern. When greed accelerates, when hype replaces honesty, when valuation replaces value, a bubble is already forming. And bubbles don't pop gently. They explode. The Mississippi Bubble. What if a government tried to print prosperity? France allowed John Law to issue paper money and inflate the economy with credit. People felt richer, streets buzzed, markets boomed. But it wasn't wealth, it was leverage on life support. When confidence fell, the currency collapsed. So did the country. Punchline: you can print money, you cannot print belief. Modern parallel. People think hyperinflation is something that happens far away, in failed states, broken economies, or corrupt governments. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Every empire prints money, right before it collapses. Quantitative easing, stimulus checks, bailouts, liquidity injections, debt monetization. Different words, same desperate math. When Rome ran out of silver, they shaved their coins. When Weimar ran out of gold, they printed paper. When modern economies run out of options, they print digits. And we clap for it. We treat stimulus checks like free gifts, forgetting the oldest law of economics. Nothing the government gives is free, it just takes payment later. Ancients paid through debased coins. We pay through inflated grocery bills. Ancients watched their savings vanish overnight. We watch ours die slowly, 1 percentage point at a time. Quantitative easing isn't innovation. It's a reboot of a 5,000-year-old escape trick. When leaders can't solve problems, they drown them in new money. And every time a government prints too much, the same chain reaction begins. Prices rise. Confidence cracks. Currency weakens. People panic. Until suddenly, the money in your hand is worth less than the paper it's printed on, or the pixels it's stored in. This isn't new. This isn't modern. This isn't accidental. It is the oldest pattern in financial history. First comes prosperity, then arrogance, then money printing, then collapse. History doesn't repeat, it upgrades. New logos, new screens, new excuses. But the ending? It's always the same. Railway mania. What if the future becomes a bubble before it becomes real? In 1840s Britain, railways promised a new world. Everyone invested, too fast, too blindly. Rail lines expanded on paper faster than they did on land. When profits didn't appear, the bubble burst. Punchline: the future wasn't wrong. People were early and greedy. Modern parallel. People say we're living in the age of innovation, but look closer. We're living in the age of speculation, AI mania, electric vehicle hype, private space race startups. Every headline promises a revolution, but every revolution begins as a bubble. Ask yourself, is every AI startup changing the world? Or are half of them selling dreams with a UI wrapper? Are EV companies saving the planet? Or are dozens bleeding cash while selling future hope? Is the new space race about exploration? Or is it the world's most expensive lottery ticket? Human nature never changes. Only the objects of our obsession do. The ancient world speculated on tulips, shells, silk roots, and spices. Today we speculate on algorithms, batteries, and rocket fuel. Different toys, same greed. Innovation is real, but so is delusion, and the line between the two is where bubbles are born. AI models become the new oracles. EV brands become the new chariots of prestige. Rocket launches become the new imperial flex. But behind every bubble is the same invisible engine: fear of being left behind. The same fear that made Roman citizens hoard debased coins now makes investors pour billions into companies that have no profit, no product, no path, just a story. Because that's how bubbles always start, not with value, but with narrative. Not with truth, but with momentum. The technology changes, the marketing changes, but the psychology? That's timeless. Every breakthrough begins as excitement, then turns into mania, then becomes a bubble. And only later does it become reality, if it survives. Because some innovations change the world, and others just change bank accounts. And as history proves, the bubble always pops before the truth appears.